La Crosse's mayor vetoes a new city ordinance this afternoon that would have changed how people are punished for marijuana possession.
Last week, the city council voted in favor of a new law that would have allowed a person to pay a fine instead of facing criminal charges if they are caught with less than 25 grams of marijuana or synthetic marijuana. Joining us now with more on his decision to veto the new ordinance is Mayor Matt Harter. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And why the decision to veto?
Well, what we have here is an ordinance which will parallel state law. There's a common perception in the community that we are replacing the state law or in effect decriminalizing marijuana. What this is giving a tool to our judicial system in order to allow them to pursue under an ordinance violation instead of a state law. The state law will still be in effect, and there still will be a state criminal law outlawing the possession of marijuana. Again, we haven't done a good job in the city of portraying to the public exactly what we're dealing with here. So before we pass this ordinance, I feel that it is our job to get that information out there and let them know exactly what we are doing. In some situations, a criminal prosecution is not always necessary. In some situations, it may take up to 2 years before a student is allowed tuition aid if they are prosecuted under a criminal violation. There still will be a criminal violation option, but this will simply put another tool in the toolbox of our prosecutors and our judicial system to prosecute under a different ordinance. This is, again, a parallel ordinance. I don't think at this point we've done a good job, as there is a common perception out there that we are simply taking away a criminal violation, and that's not what we're doing here, and I'd like to clear that up before we move forward with any change in this ordinance.
Now, something else that was I had heard that was being considered is that under the county, they have some offers, some programs that they offer people in rehabilitation with this type of issue. Did that come into play when you were making your decision whether or not to keep it at the county level or to move it to the city?
It did, and right now our county has this parallel ordinance as well, which is an ordinance violation outlawing marijuana. Most communities in the state have this. The city of Onalaska has it, the city of Sparta has it, and 9 years ago when this came before our city council, there were only 3 governing entities in the state that didn't have it. I don't know where they are now, as I spoke to one of our former judges this morning. But again, this is simply passing a parallel ordinance to the state law. It is not taking away any criminal law that is out there. We're simply giving another tool to our judicial system and our prosecutors. And before we make a change, I feel we should be very clear with the public and clear up any misperceptions that are out there.
So is that why the veto today then? You don't feel like enough information was out there to the public?
That is correct.
Okay. Would you be open in the future to passing?
I am. And again, I think this does provide a tool to our law enforcement agencies and does give them some discretion where in some cases they may view a criminal prosecution necessary, such as on repeat offenders, and other situations where there's going to be a very negative impact and the crime doesn't fit or the penalty doesn't fit the crime, and they choose to pursue this under an ordinance violation. I am open to this in the future, but at this time, I don't think we've got enough information out there to make this change.
All right, Mayor Matt Harter, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you.